Hey, what's going on, guys? Me, Jedi. So, last week I talked about Jacob Blake, right? The guy who basically got shot and he was innocent, right? That's the narrative that they painted. That he just got shot in the back 7 times and everything just went wrong. Poor soul lost. Not. Right? We know, I talked to you guys about Jacob Blake and the stuff that he did, why they detained him. And guess what? We have even more details of what exactly happened. So as always, let's get straight into it. Let's go. Alright, so let's start off with what I said last time. Quick recap. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out. Before or after does not matter, as always. So Jacob Blake, of course, this guy, Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's basically this black man who decided to do some illegal stuff. So the police went over, and of course, before they said there was a fight, and when there was a fight, they went over to try to get him out of the fight. Huge different things happened where he was resisting, and of course the police pulled out their gun, shot him 7 times in the back. Right? That's what happened. And he's fine, nothing happened to him, he just got paralyzed, he's good. So we'll talk about what happened after, right? So Jacob Blake, that was the story that they first told us, that the cops just shot him. 7 shots in the back. Poor Jacob Blake. Well, there was another side to that story too, of course. Like, you know, of course, most of the good TV channels did their part, and they actually got to the right side of the story. So behind the car, what happened? So this, of course, he had a car, and what they did was the police actually went there to arrest him because he was a felon and he did commit a murder, and he was a rapist. He did many different things. Then what ended up happening was the police went over there. They tried to take him down. He said no. They tried to arrest him. He said no. He was resisting to it all. They tried to taser him. He wouldn't be tasered. He was running away. And then, of course, he ran to his car. And guess what, guys? He had a weapon. So, he did all these things, and yet he's still the victim. Why? Because he got shot by police. I don't know why they're painting this narrative against the cops when all they did was just protect the civilians. If he had a gun, and if he pulled it out, and if he shot 7 shots at any of the civilians, I wouldn't see this on the news. Why? Because the cops are an easy target. Now, let's just say there was a gang member, right? There's just a gang member just pulling up and he shot the same guy 7 times in the back. Would you see anybody pull out their phones and record? Would you see anybody say, oh, all gang members are bad? No, they wouldn't dare do that. Why? Because they're afraid of the gangs. Whereas the cops, they just treat them like trash, even though cops are one of the most valuable things we have. Think about it. If we don't have cops, who are you going to call when you're scared or when something's happening to you? Nobody. You have to deal with that stuff yourself. And if the other guy has a gun that he got illegally, and if you're living in a state where you're not allowed to have a gun, how are you going to protect yourself? You're not. What are you going to do? Just take it? What are the Democrats going to do then? Nothing. That's why people are fighting to have guns to protect themselves. And that's why we're fighting to have the police, because they're actually authority. They have the training, they have the needs, they know how to stop these things. So when you're unsafe, you know, and you can trust someone and you can call someone. That is why we have cops. This entire arrest was justified because Jacob Blake was not cooperating. They first of all, they tried to take him down. He said no to that. So that's 1 strike right there. Second of all, they tasered him. Of course, he escaped that. 2nd strike. 3rd, they said, we're going to shoot you. He ran away from that too. 3rd strike, 3 strikes and you're out. They had to shoot him to detain him, because if he pulled out the gun and shot the cops, then no one's going to be talking about it. So of course the cops had to do what they had to do. Shot Jacob Blake. And at the end of the day, of course, we didn't take his life because the cops are pretty skilled. But Jacob Blake survived, and he will definitely be facing the charges that he had against him. So I will come back to you guys again with that. Hopefully, if we get more. If you don't get any news on it, if I don't feel that I need to make a video, then I'll probably just post it on my Instagram. Or I'll probably give you like a quick recap before a video that I make. Alright? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe, like this video. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video.